Emotional focus therapy is a topic for today. We might touch base on patterns, negative patterns, intimacy, trust, increased security, guide clients of emotional experience, brain scan, perceived threats, threatening attitude, emotional secure bond. What is emotional focus therapy? Emotional focus therapy is a therapeutic approach based on premise that emotions are key to identify. According to EFT, emotions are also a guide for individual choice, decision making, and this type of therapy assumes that lacking emotional awareness or avoiding unpleasant emotions can cause harm. What is emotional focus couples therapy? Emotional focus therapy has been studied extensively and a strong empirical base of evidence supports this intervention, which is based on research that has identified differences in how couples relate to each other and how these differences are critical to relationship, distress, and success. What is excellence in emotional focus therapy? EFT is a structured approach to couples therapy formulated in the 1980s and has developed alongside the science on adult attachment and bonding to expand our understanding about what is happening in couple relationships and to guide therapists. Therapist notes, supports, provides excitement, enactment, encourage expression of feelings to partner, talk about fears and abandonment, the vulnerable spots. That's when we try to de-escalate. Those are three stages of CBT, is to de-escalate. So that's after tracking their emotions and looking at cycles in the relationship. So you can talk about fears, abandonment, responsible response, express vulnerability, reframing. Symptoms is a feeling like nothing is right. Fix the cabinet. No one is fixing the cabinet. And trust wants change, makes me feel better. Withdrawal, understand patterns, de-escalating and bonding construction, reconstruction. Why are they happening this way? Why are you feeling this way? During the bonding stages, connecting. The process is the individual, couple, and family will feel disappointed and distant response to fears, clarify enactment, new signals to turn your partner, correct behavior, build competence, holding anger too long. Again, will explain anger to partner. So responses is very obvious. It's very cold, tearing, anger, liar of demands, don't trust, don't believe, disappointments, expectations are unrealistic, trying to obtain goals, but they're not set, they're not planned, creating new responses, scary, but it feels good, and it's a good start. So motivational inferring is an effective way of talking with people about change and evidence-based difficult is showing very difficult. Evidence-based means that the research, it's evidence-based techniques and who it works 80% of the time. 8 to 10 couples who use it have a high success rate of bonding and having better intimacy in the relationship. It helps them express emotional needs, gets rid of negative emotions, define emotions at an appropriate or planned time. It's not rushed, it's not enmeshed or a weave in communication. We both bottle up feelings and they're vulnerable, emotional. So it's emotionally focused. It needs to be, needs you to work on approaches to being affectionate. So homework, especially with kids involved, people face many decisions that require some sort of change at every stage of their life, either it be in childhood, early or adolescence, early adulthood, and adulthood. Um, and decisions later in life include medical decisions, retirement, living alone, accepting help. When change is in hand, it is often not because of the stage of ambivalence. Instead of having mixed feelings or contradictory ideas about something or something. So not wanting to change or wanting incompatible things at the same time. So you're basically holding judgment on your actions, what you don't want to say, what you don't want to disclose, what you don't want to work out. So because of ambivalence is uh, uncontrollable, it often leads to procrastination, which is mistaken as resistance. So motivational interviewing can help resolve ambivalence and help elicit a person's motivation to change. The spirit of motivational interviewing partnership, which works with and avoid the expert role. So stop saying that you know everything. This is how everything works. These are my values and beliefs. And then that's what you work in the session during cognitive behavior therapy. Um, these are the things that expressing your emotions, focusing on your emotions. Why are you feeling that way? Why do you know everything? So, compassion, keep the client's best interest in mind. Try to have a mutual respect for one another and to learn how to live in respect with one another, and trying to see the rational side of your present moment, not looking too much for the future, but it's good to have realistic goals set up into plan, especially having a deadline, having specific, measurable, attainable, and realistic goals. So evocation is the best ideas of clients. So you're looking at the best interest in mind when you're looking at the client or you're doing a couple session, having compassion for each other and have acceptance of each other's vulnerability. And that's where this plan comes into play, is because you're expected to have that acceptance of your couple's vulnerability, no matter what stage it is in the relationship. You have to build autonomy, potential, strengths, and perspectives. You have to find your client's acceptance and how we can work out a better solution to expressing your emotions. So, motivational interviewing is effective. I've just added some open-ended questions, how you can rephrase things such as closed and open questions. Don't you want to move to a safer place, or open? What are the advantages in moving? So, how much alcohol do you drink a day opposed to open? What role does alcohol play in your life? So, it's not just closed yes or no. So, like I said, this table shows an emotional focus therapy. It is a cycle working within and between your relationship. This makes significant improvements by going through the steps, as you see here on partner one and partner two. And in the next slide, I'm going to be discussing about reflective listening. So, it's a give and take. Um, it's to de-escalate fighting, not caring in the relationships. There you're putting blocks, but with this table, it will show you how distant you are. Why isn't the dishes being done? Attachment relationships. Where's our attachment? Um, is it to mom? Is it dad? Is it caregivers? Is it to the children? So where's the attachment stage in the relationship? So now you have to look at behavior. Why are they attaching themselves to the caregiver? Why are they attaching themselves to the dad, the mom? So these are all behavioral. This is identifying emotional needs and expressing emotional needs. Why are there changes? Are we changing for the negative or for the positive? So these are meeting the demands and needs of your day, of your regulated family dynamics, how you intervene and interact with one another. Like I said, there are three stages. In this table, it doesn't explain it, but there's three stages. It's de-escalation, bonding phase, and consolidation. So here, the partner one and partner two is that it has behavior, it has perceptions, attributions, secondary emotions. primary emotions, unmet attached needs. So both of them go in a cyclical eternity emotions, where there are going to be blocks. There are going to be internalizing. There's going to be attachment relationships built in, and that's where we have to build strategies and to also identify negative cycles. So reflecting listening is the four processes. I wanted to just identify its planning, suggesting, focusing, and engaging. So the first step of this relationship is a process of establishing trusting and mutual respectful relationship. So that means understanding what the client is thinking and feeling, then saying it back to the client, and then summarizing, relate what client explained. So as like I said, this is emotional focused therapy. So it's all about feelings, feeling welcome, feeling comfortable, feeling understood, exceeding expectations, having mutual goals, and feeling hopeful. So you have to be receptive in attuning, aligning, joining in the therapeutic relationship, disengaging, and assessing. Is this person being realistic? Is this person being aligning to my goals? Are they trying to see realistic expectations? Are we having mutual goals that are planned? So you have to use telling, labeling, and power, which is making sure that there's no power struggles. There's no substance abuse, diabetic, there's health issues. There's criminal activity, there's stubbornness, there's denying, opposition, and resistant. So you have to be telling, you have to be open, you have to communicate. It's not just interwoven or a weaved or communication. It's labeling things that are positive. That like, oh, you're such a great person today, or you're doing such a great job.